Hello and welcome back to another episode of Handy Dandy Repairs. Today we're looking at a PlayStation 5 which has a fault of some sort. So let's go over and have a look at that. This is the PlayStation in question. Now I believe this is giving some kind of error. So we'll get this plugged in. And we'll go over to the game capture. And we will give it a quick test. Get a beep. Can't really see that, but we got a blue light there. It's gone white. Go over to the game capture. I'm going to film on the phone here since I can't actually capture this because we're in safe mode. So we've got update system software or reset the PS5. There are only two options here. So let's try resetting. Okay, it's got to be done through USB. Alright, let me download the files for that and we'll come back and see what we can do. Okay, we've got our USB plugged in now. So let's try this again. Okay, so that error that we're getting indicates something to do with the Blu-ray drive. So either it's not being read or it's not being detected or something. So let's get this apart and have a look at that. See if there's anything obvious there. We are missing a warranty sticker, so that's something worth noting at this stage. Somebody who's been inside this before. So we might just check a few voltages here. We've got a 12 volt. We are getting our beep on the eject button. Power on, see if any of these voltages change. Okay, we get our 5 volt. That's good. Connector feels secure. Alright, let's open up this disk drive and see what we can figure out is wrong in there. Hopefully it's the original disk drive. Alright, let me just move this out of the way. So we can focus on the disk drive.
It looks okay so far.
Signs of flux there, that gives me a little bit worried. Definitely signs of flux here. Might just check the pins on this connector. Maybe it's been replaced or somebody has tried to swap it or something. A loose one there. Another one there. Another one there. Got a few loose pins here. That one's loose. 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 That one, that one, that one. Okay, so we do have some loose pins. Now, what's really worrying me is why. Is it possible that maybe they just tried putting it onto a new board, it didn't work, so they put it back? Didn't do a very good job? Or is this not the original? What's really worrying me is the possibility that this is not the original drive. There we go. And if that's the case, it's going to make it very difficult for us to fix because, well, we're basically just not going to be able to fix it because the drive is paired to the motherboard. So we would have to most likely replace the BIOS with a digital BIOS version and just hope that we could get it working as a digital console. But let's just one thing at a time. Let's get this all fixed, resoldered on, and hopefully it'll work, and then that'll tell us that it is the right chip. But I'm pretty sure even with the wrong chip, it should still work if it's recognized at all. We'll just get some kind of error loading the disks. At least that's my understanding, but I could be wrong. So let's try this. Change out my iron tip. Lovely. Now we'll have a closer look at them just to make sure no bridging. All looks good. A little bit of excess flux under there, but that's not a big deal. Okay, so now with a bit of luck, this will be recognized and work. So let's get this reassembled and we'll go from there. Back to recording on my phone here. Let's try this again. Something went wrong again. Now I believe that's a different fault to what we were getting before. This one, still a disk drive error, but I believe this one is more also related to the disk drive, but I'm starting to think it may be the wrong disk drive. Okay, we're back. Now, just a little bit of an update. I did off camera manage to get this system to boot into the operating system and into where it's meant to by rebuilding the database through safe mode. So I held down the button for 7 seconds, got into safe mode, hit the rebuild database, and it booted fine. Problem is, we still can't do an update. So that tells me that either the SIE chip that we resoldered is faulty or it's not paired to this console. Who knows which way it is, but either way, the fix is going to be the same. We are going to have to convert this to a digital console. Now, the way we do that is by editing the BIOS, which I will do now. I won't actually show you that process, but I'll show you how we find the BIOS chip, and we'll go through the process of desoldering it, and then I'll get that sorted out, and then we can go through the process of soldering it back on and go from there. So we'll take out all these 200 odd screws. Okay, here's our motherboard. Now the BIOS chip is up here, right next to the south bridge. So let's go under the scope here and have a look at that. So it's this chip right here. Now we're going to desolder this by using probably a little bit of, adding a little bit of solder to the pins, just some leaded solder, just to lower the melting temp a little bit, because we are right next to the south bridge. We don't want to add too much heat to the area. Okay, we're back. We've got our updated BIOS here. So we're going to chuck this back on the board. Just going to chuck it roughly in place there. And we'll come in with a little bit of hot air. Just a lower airspeed this time, just so we hopefully don't blow it away. And try and solder this back on. Alright, so that's that. Just give it a few seconds to cool down. And we'll come in and give it a clean up with the sponge. So, we've got that soldered on. Hopefully you saw that and heard me talk through that, hopefully. Just spread the liquid metal, respread the... Having a lot of issues with my mic today. Okay, so I've just disabled HDCP, so you can see this and follow along with me. We're going to try and do this update and see if it works this time. Hopefully no errors this time, and it'll work, and then we know it's successfully been converted to a digital console. The question is, are we going to get an error? It's installing, that's good. That's a good start. Sorry, just trying to fix my audio issues here. Mic keeps dropping out. Hopefully it's just dead. Swap it out for this one. So there we go. Okay, I wasn't paying attention then. Did it successfully get through the update? Console has shut down. Okay, we're back on. Good, good, good. We were there, just shut down for no reason. Alright, we're back on. That's good. Looks like we've successfully updated. Great. I'll skip this for now. Just make sure we can connect to the internet. Success. So I will have to sign into PlayStation Network to make sure all that's good, and download a game, probably just one of the, just a free game, just to make sure that the rest of the console is working and everything's good to go there. Okay, so I managed to download a game, just download some Rocket League there. I've tested everything else's work. I've logged into the PlayStation Network, tested the internet. Everything seems to be working beautifully. So we're going to call it there. I'll just quickly show. I've also put it all back together. Get rid of that. Yeah, so it's all back together now. Still obviously has the disk drive installed, but that doesn't work anymore. It's digital only. But yeah, so we're going to call it there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see in future videos. And I hope you enjoyed it.